Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another video. This is going to be a versus matchup between the Flash and the Arrow. So yeah, if you guys have been watching Flash and or Arrow, this week they had a crossover event. On Flash, they had for the Flash episode 8, they had they had Arrow come on, and that episode was called Flash versus Arrow. And on episode 8 of the Arrow, they had the Flash and his team go over to the Arrow TV show, and that episode was called Brave and the Bold. So yeah, in each of the episodes, we saw Flash and Arrow basically duking it out. There's a big fight scene in the Flash episode, and there's a few tension moments in the Arrow episodes. So yeah, I think it's appropriate to say that who do a video on this. Who would win, Flash or the Arrow? So yeah, I have 5 categories which will determine this. Experience, how much experience they have in fighting enemies, being vigilantes. So how much experience? Number 2 is smarts. How smart are they to actually do stuff? Power. Who's the most powerful? Kills. Who basically what I mean by kill is who's not afraid to actually kill or hurt someone severely. Okay. And team. Basically, looking at each of their teams and comparing each team. So yeah, basically, who would win, Flash versus the Arrow? So yeah, I'm gonna start off with experience. Who would on experience, Flash or Arrow? Who has the most experience? And as a vigilante, I think Arrow has the most experience, and obviously, I mean, he was part of the Mission X thing or the X Force thing with Amanda Waller for like 10 years. To begin with, so that he already has tons of experience on that, and then he's been the Arrow for about what 3 or 4 years already, or 2 years, I don't know. So yeah, he's got enough experience already. Barry Allen, the Flash, he's just become the Arrow. Not he just became the Flash. He's had his powers for about 10 months to a year so far, and 9 months out of that, and out of about that year, only nine of the he's only been using his powers for about 2 or 3 of them, because he was asleep in a coma status for about 9 months. And the Arrow did train him a bit in the 2 episodes, but he still doesn't have enough experience. So who do I think has the most experience? I think the Arrow. So 1 for Arrow. Now smarts. Who is smarter? Now the Flash, he's a forensic scientist. He's used to looking at evidence, looking at stuff, whatever. Um, he's basically been trained by police. His stepfather's a police, basically, or his adoptive father's a police. He works for the police, so he's very smart, in my opinion. He's a forensic scientist. He has to analyze very small details. Arrow, he's had the same experience when it comes to smarts. He has to focus on small details. So yeah, so he has to focus on small details. But I think smarts and experience kind of goes hand in hand. So due to the fact that half the time that when Flash or Barry Allen gets to a scene of crime, he usually just, like Arrow said, you just do what you do. You never scope out the place. You never pay attention to what's going on. Arrow, he does pay attention, and he always looks at the most minuscule things that exist to his advantage. So again, I'm going to give another point to Arrow for smarts. Now, power. Who is more powerful? The Flash, obviously. I really do not have to go in detail with that, because as strong as the Arrow is, I mean, the Flash, he's got super speed. He's got above average strength. He could go about 800 miles per hour. So powers, that one goes easily to the Flash. Now, kill. Who is more willing to kill or torture somebody if the situation is needed for? In my opinion, it'd be Arrow, because we saw that in the 2 episodes, Flash wasn't really willing to hurt anybody for anything, but the Arrow, he just tortured a guy till he got his information. So that's another point for the Arrow. And for team, who's got the better team? So on the Flash, we have Cisco, Wells, Joel, and Caitlin. For the Arrow, we have Arsenal, Felicity, Diggle, and we have Black Canary. So who's the better team? I mean, this is where it gets difficult because Flash, he has a good team. He has above and he has when it comes to his team is more smart, and when it's Arrow, his is more smarts and power and strength. Because Diggle, he's both smarts and he could shoot a gun. Same thing with Arsenal. Felicity, she's just tech wise, she just knows her technology. Flash, they know their stuff, but they're not really useful when it comes to a fight. Cisco maybe a bit, if you give him like some kind of power gun, but honestly, not really. Joe, he's a police officer, so maybe. But who'd be more powerful? Whose team is more powerful? Flash or Arrow? I'd have to say. Now it's a bit difficult, but I'd have to say Arrow. So yeah, by a landslide, Arrow wins the Flash. The only point Flash got was power. Arrow got experience, smarts, kills, and team. So yeah, in my opinion, the Arrow would win against the Flash with some difficulty because we do have to think of the fact that he is very powerful, so he could use his super speed to do that. So yeah, kill him because we kind of did see in the episode the Flash that if it wasn't for the fact that Green Arrow had his bow and arrows, he could have very easily killed Flash could have very easily killed Arrow because he was using this tornado thing and he was doing the tornado thing that would have suffocated him. So he could easily killed Arrow if he wants, but he doesn't have the will to kill anybody this thing. So yeah, yeah. I mean, he can't kill a stranger, let alone his friends. So yeah. So in my opinion, Arrow would win. All those details will be down in the description below if you guys want to check it out. So yeah, just to go over again, experience goes to the Arrow, smarts goes to Arrow, power goes to Flash, kill goes to Arrow, and team goes to Arrow. So yeah, that's basically it for now. So who do you think will win, Flash or the Arrow? Comment all that down below. Let me know. Because I actually do know a few people who think the Flash would win. And originally, I thought the Flash would win as well. But then I kind of looked at it more into detail, and I'm like, well, yeah, actually, no, the Arrow could possibly win. So yeah, because I'm not denying. I mean, there is a possibility that Flash could win, and he almost actually did win in the episode, Flash versus the Arrow. But the thing is that he was in super rage mode, due to the metahuman Rainbow Raider or Prism, whatever you guys want to call him, and he had the rage thing going on. So with rage he could kill, and he is more powerful. But he still wouldn't win in my opinion. So yeah, I think Arrow would win. So yeah, subscribe if you're not subscribed. As movie reviews, TV show reviews, comic book reviews, and from time to time, and I do versus matchups. I've been thinking of doing versus matchups as a series for Mondays or something like that. I don't know. Comment down below if you guys want to see that. I don't know. I've been toying with the idea because I have my conspiracy theories for Friday, so I think maybe something to start off the week on Monday. I don't know. Toying with the idea. Comment down below if you guys want to see versus matchups. Subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on who would win, Flash or the Arrow. Comment all that down below, let me know. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. That's basically it for now. So yeah, and before I forget, I'm gonna leave an annotation up here for the episode 8 of the Flash and episode 8 of the Arrow, which is the 2 crossover events. And don't forget to watch the mid-season finales for each episodes this week on December 9th and 10th. It's going to be, for the 9th, it's going to be Flash, and the title is called The Man in the Yellow Suit, and for Wednesday, it's The Arrow. It's going to be called The Calm. I mean, The Climb. Sorry, The Calm is episode 1. The Climb. So yeah, subscribe, comment down below, like the video, share, and that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart, signing off.